Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. The search is searching in Tucson, Arizona for Nancy Guthrie. Things have been found and a lot more going on. Stick around, a lot to talk about on the other side of this. Never. We don't sleep.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace. Smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire.
You hear the music?
I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with us. Today is February 22nd, 2026. It is currently 4:43 p.m. And the youth of the United States. Hello, Miss Daphne.
Hello, Justin and
How
chat.
you
How is everybody doing today?
Great, 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 great. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you, Miss Leilani. 8 months coming in clutch. Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, if before we get started, if you don't mind, please hit that thumbs up button and share this live out on any of your favorite social media, whether you're here or in Daphne's or wherever you are. It means so much. And comment down below if you're on the replay and put a smiley face, a hello, a justice for Nancy Guthrie, anything. It really helps the videos out very, very much. So, um, they are searching, which is interesting because there hasn't been really any searches, Daph, since the beginning. I mean, there was a little bit of searching in the beginning when nobody really knew what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
but that's really it. That's really
Yeah,
it.
that is
Which
really
we're
good.
going to get to those searches here in just a little bit. However, we're going to go over some things as well. The sheriff now is saying that it could take a year for this DNA to come back. I think he's lying through his ass, to be quite honest with you. I think he's just trying to settle everyone down. They've tried to get people, taken off the street. They don't want the media there. All of that. We know that Miss Melissa, thank you so much. 19 months, girl. And OG, and awesome. You know, I love your idea here, Miss Melissa. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Okay, so last night, Mr. Inton was live answering the questions. Um, and I want to go over a little bit of that as well. Some very interesting things that he's put out. And this FBI agent, he says that this is these ransom notes is a red herring, in his opinion. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what day are we on now? 20, we're
22.
22, right? Because it was the
Mm-hmm.
first. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
22 days. And I know it seems like it's taken forever. It does, but a lot of people's made a lot of great points that you got to remember Koberger. Remember Koberger. It took 40
45.
some days, I think,
Mm-hmm.
for anything to come to fruition. I'm froze a little bit.
Yeah,
Perfect.
45 days, I think it took for Coburger.
Mm, yeah, yeah. So it and they were working their asses off behind the scene. I
Mm-hmm.
still believe that we are they they have people in the scopes, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my opinion. But we're gonna get to the live things here in just a little bit. I want to show you this last night. Brian was answering questions. Hashtag Ask Inton, and you could call in because there's so much misinformation. Okay, thank you, War. There's so much misinformation in this case and so much confusion. And I blame a lot of it on the sheriff as well,
Mm-hmm.
because they are supposed to be the people the media and everyone goes to for the basics. And we
Mm-hmm.
can't even get the basics right. It's bad. Thank you so much, Brian. Good to see you. Lab HE selected. Florida is currently facing challenges. Yes, yes. And Brian, we're going to get to that. The lab is currently facing challenges. There is, and one thing that's interesting to me, maybe I'm not understanding it or what, but they are saying that they are separating DNA, right? They're separating DNA, which can be challenging from DNA inside of the home. What's interesting to me is we already have Nancy's DNA. We have her DNA. We know that her DNA, her blood, was the blood that was out on the front porch, right? We can all agree. What's interesting to me, if they're having trouble separating the DNA from inside of the house, this lab, to me, it sounds like because we, again, already have Nancy's DNA, why are they having a hard time separating it? You get what I mean? Let's say Nancy's DNA and someone else's DNA, there's a blood. Let's just hypothetically say there's blood inside the home, and we have Nancy's DNA in the blood and someone else's DNA. Why is that hard to separate? Because, again, we already have Nancy's DNA. Is there more than one person other? Is there Nancy's DNA? The question is I'm posing to you guys, is there Nancy's DNA and maybe two more others' DNA?
That's what it means.
Kisses. Yes. 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 Right. So, well, who said it's Nancy's? Good point as well. Good point as well. Very good point as well. I don't think it's blood DNA. I think there was, say, unfortunately, because he specifically said biological fluids. I would hope not. I would hope not. There is a combination. Yeah. Yeah. But you would think Nancy's DNA would be in with said individuals. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get to this.
Yes, Brian. So you were one of the first reporters on the ground during the Brian Kohberger murders in Idaho and the Gabby Petito case. And based on what you've seen, what makes the law enforcement response in the Nancy Guthrie case different from other major missing person investigations you've covered?
Yeah, it's a good question. With Brian Kohberger in Idaho, it's sort of the PR from the police department there was very different than what's happening here in Arizona. We didn't hear much from police or the FBI at all in Idaho. We were begging them for press conferences. We were begging them for interviews, and they were staying quiet. And we were critical of them, thinking that maybe they didn't have a lot of information behind the scenes. Well, it turned out later when we got all the documents, they actually had a ton behind the scenes. They just weren't doing any interviews. So I would say that's the major. We go to Maureen on this. You remember with Idaho, they were quiet. Do you think that was the right tactic, or do you think what the sheriff is doing here with a lot of interviews? He hasn't done a press conference, but he does interviews almost every day. What do you think is the better way to go here?
I'm much more comfortable with the way they handled things in Idaho. And as soon as I saw the chief of police in Idaho, I noticed that he had a yellow brick behind him, which means he went to the FBI National Academy. So I figured the FBI was going to be there pretty quickly, or at least he was consulting with them. But I just thought, no matter who they consulted with or whether or not he went to the National Academy, that I thought they did an outstanding job. And you saw where you see something like this really pay out is in the trial. You know, when you protect the evidence and you protect the crime scene and you keep it tight and quiet, you're in a much better position when it comes time for trial. That being said, I think there are things that can come out that are relatively innocuous that you can let the public know, because
that's saying something. They're more comfortable with the Brian Kohberger case than they are with this case so far. That's saying something.
As in a situation like this, I mean, Nancy got ripped from her bed in the middle of the night, and the community is frightened and they're scared. And the same thing was true in Idaho. So they did what they could to quell those fears. But here it's just there's just way too much back and forth, and the sheriff is just on every day. To me, it's just way too much.
Yeah, and the messaging gets confusing sometimes.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our new.
I'm really afraid for trial.
Can I read something?
Yes, please.
Okay. Finding combined DNA, a DNA mixture in a home that does not belong to the victim, typically means that 2 or more people have left biological material in that location. When the victim's DNA is not present in the mixture, it indicates that the DNA found belongs to other individuals who have been in that space, potentially including suspects, visitors, or residents. And then it gives a breakdown, like definition: a mix of DNA samples contain genetic material from 2 or more contributors. And then it says, like, touch DNA. The DNA may not be from blood or bodily fluids, but rather touch DNA left behind skin cells on surfaces like doorknobs, tools, or clothing. There you go.
No
Sounds like we
DNA
have
should be mixed unless a crime sheriff stated very apparent when he walked in. How did they enter? What took AT&T 50? What took AT&T? So Michelle, that was misinformation from the sheriff. He said it took them an hour to call. It supposedly only took them 8 minutes to call, from what I understand.
See more on this. Cece, thank you so much for being here. And you've said that this tool can step in and be successful when all other leads seemingly are exhausted. Does this essentially look like approaching a 23andMe or an Ancestry.com style database, a large commercial one, and then seeing if there are any family matches to this unknown DNA?
Well, as long as you have a viable DNA sample that you can create one that is workable for genetic genealogy from that, then it is eventually solvable. That person can be identified. Of course, there's a lot of caveats right now. Do they actually have the suspect's DNA or not? So that's a big if. As far as the databases, although there are over 50 million people who have taken direct consumer DNA tests, law enforcement is actually barred from the vast majority of those profiles. The 3 largest databases have said law enforcement cannot compare against their databases. So we are actually limited to the 3 smallest databases, GEDmatch, Family Tree DNA, and DNA Justice, with under 2 million profiles to compare against on violent criminal cases like this one.
Which, 2 million is actually not a lot when you have 320 million in the country, right? So it's not a lot, and that creates a lot more work. But they will find out who this is with genealogy. It's just going to take time. It has a lot of people confused, Tina, because nothing about this makes any sense. There's a lot of things here that does not make any sense whatsoever.
So it can be very difficult. If they were able to get the DNA in those large databases with 25 million people, 12 million people, and so on, then it could be a very, very quick identification. In GEDmatch and Family Tree DNA, sometimes we get lucky quick, but it can also take a very long time.
I'm so glad you brought up that point, because most of the major firms that use genetic genealogy, the Ancestry, the 23andMe, MyHeritage, they do have those policies to not work with law enforcement. However, some will change that when asked if it's a violent criminal or to identify human remains. With the amount of scrutiny and public pressure on this case, do you believe that any of these databases stand a really good chance of reversing course on what seems like a pretty hard and fast rule and actually opening up their databases to solve this case?
It's never happened to date. And there's also misconceptions about that.
It's
it has not happened.
privacy,
I
Linda.
went to these companies back in 2012 and MyHeritage in 2016, asking if they would be willing to have law enforcement samples in their database. And they schooled me very quickly and very assertively about why they did not want that to happen. They don't want to scare off the public. They don't want to scare off their customers. Now that they have amassed these huge databases, they want to protect their customers' privacy. So we can all understand that. However, if a warrant is served on these companies, which I believe it will be either.
That's a question. Okay, so if you have 23andMe or Ancestry or whatever, are you comfortable with them using your DNA? Searching,
I
going
don't
through the
think that they
database?
could get a warrant. It would be like a HIPAA violation, wouldn't it? Kind of, sort
Well,
of?
I mean, not necessarily. It's not necessarily HIPAA or anything like that, but it is, if they
Top
were
secret.
willing to share the DNA and you were, under the, how can I say it? Whenever you went to give your DNA and you, that's the part of the terms of service that this is shared with
Mhm.
law enforcement, would you
Mhm.
be okay with it? Because, I mean, I get both sides of it. I
Mhm.
truly do. It's a very complicated thing because, like, yeah, you wanna help, but you also don't want the government
Yep.
having your shit either. You know what I mean? So just
It's a double-edged sword. Yeah.
in this case or another case in, very soon. They're going to have a knockdown, drag out fight. I don't think these companies will just fold and agree. I think that they will go into their deep pockets and put up a fight to protect their customers' privacy. One thing, though, I wish they would consider is that the vast majority of their customers think law enforcement is already using those databases. It's one of the biggest misconceptions out there. And one of the reasons I've done so many interviews is I'm trying to let people know if they want to help on cases like Nancy's, they need to download their raw data from those big companies and get them in one of the databases that we can actually access. If those big companies would create a system.
so, yeah, like with 23andMe or whatever, you can download your DNA data, you can share it to GEDmatch or one of the other companies. Like, so I've got mine, I've done my DNA. I did mine when it first came out, like, years ago, probably 2010, something like that. It's been a long time. Um,
Yeah, they did go bankrupt.
on one hand, I would mind them searching my DNA. Wouldn't mind them searching my DNA. On the other hand, anyone could set up. No, I don't. Well, nobody could set you up for, MURDER or anything like that because DNA is the gold standard, right? That's
Yeah,
okay.
see, a lot
Nobody
of
needs my
that.
DNA, right?
Yeah, a lot of people feel like that.
Absolutely not comfortable. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. But, you
Mhm.
wanna help, but you also just don't want to be in Big Brother's database any more than we already are.
I
Because
think the
let's be
best
real, we are.
I think the best approach would be if they do the DNA sequencing and they can kinda limit it down to, race
Mhm,
or, um, even allergies, like, or,
mhm,
conditions or something, and
yeah.
then have certain people come into the police department and do swabs like that, but
Our DNA is everywhere. It is everywhere, but,
mm,
it's not in databases everywhere.
yeah.
That's the difference. That's the difference,
Mhm.
right?
Exactly.
System like GEDmatch has, where you can opt in or opt out, that would really be, I think, the best middle ground. I think law
Mhm.
enforcement would be happy to adhere to that. And we would be able to solve cases very, very quickly. And then they wouldn't have to serve a warrant. They could
That's
just
such an interesting point. And I mean, in this case in particular, public sentiment so on this side. If they were going to make an exception for any case, you would think it would be this one. You say there are also limitations to genetic genealogy. So you would hope that the suspect, for example, has deep roots in this country, is not an immigrant.
Yes.
Their parents are not immigrants, ideally of Northwestern European
Listen to
ancestry.
this.
Tell me
Very
more about
interesting.
that.
Yeah, those are the people that are best represented in all genetic genealogy databases. But when you're limited to the smallest ones, it's even more important. It's people who have deep roots in the United States that we are able to most quickly identify through investigative genetic genealogy. People that we can follow that paper trail all the way back to the 1600s, for example. And those are the people that have the most cousins in the database, right? Because
And I don't think this is going to be one of those cases, though. I don't think, just my opinion, I don't feel like these people are going to have really deep roots back to the 1600s. I feel like this is going to be a first or second generation American.
their ancestors have been here for hundreds of years. So we're going to find a lot more of those second, third, fourth, fifth cousins and beyond than somebody who was born in another country, even all the way back to their great grandparents.
Yeah, very quickly, and we're almost out of time. So if that theory of any cartel involvement, whether this suspect could have taken Nancy past the border to Mexico, would that potentially make using genetic genealogy more challenging as a tool in this case?
Absolutely, but it's still doable. It just will take more time and more resources. And that might be when they go ahead and serve that warrant on those big databases, if that were to happen.
Genetic genealogist CC Moore, really appreciate the insight and time. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Okay.
Subscribe below.
All right. So that's very, very interesting, if you ask me. One thing, do you have something you want to talk about before we move on?
No, I just find it really interesting about the DNA.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many answers.
This is what Brian Hinton said last night.
As I'm outside Nancy Guthrie's house, day 21 of the search.
Listen to this.
Saturday night. A few updates for you. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos did an interview with NBC News, and he says that they don't have a name in terms of a suspect. There's not like a name that they have behind the scenes, which is interesting because remember I did the story where they had they were going to gun stores with 40 names and photos, trying to see if anyone recognized any of the names or the photos. Sheriff says they don't have a name. Granted, you know, some of this stuff.
And remember, he said, the guy at the GUN store, he said that the names were not names that you hear very often. Right. So that also makes me think, these probably not, you know, back to the 1600s.
He may be not telling the full story because they're trying to protect the investigation. The other interesting thing he talked about is challenges with the DNA, which we hadn't heard that they were having challenges. He says that their Florida lab that is having challenges because the DNA is mixed, is what he said, which is causing delays in testing the DNA. So that's obviously not good news. We'll have to see. I mean, the science is changing so quickly with DNA testing. That hopefully they'll be able to get a handle on that, because the DNA in the house again seems like really the most important thing, one of the most important things they have in addition to the photo. He also said they're getting closer to identifying other items that the suspect had. You remember they said the backpack came from Walmart for sure.
This is interesting.
He said that they're getting closer to identifying where the other items came from, which would be important because then they could try to trace back through sales records and then look at surveillance video and figure out where the suspect bought those items. So anyway, that's the latest outside the house. We had our News Nation special tonight, and I'll keep you guys posted if anything else happens.
Other items. What other items is he talking about?
Well, all I know is the glove and the mask, but
well, with the backpack and
yeah, the backpack they just found.
And the clothes. No, not just, well, I mean the backpack that the suspect was wearing in the video.
Yeah. But none of that's been located. Well,
Well,
unless
no, just what? How did he say it? Like they're. Hold on.
This again seems like really the most important thing, one of the most important things they have in addition to the photo. He also said they're getting closer to identifying other items that the suspect had. You remember they said the backpack
mm,
came from Walmart for sure.
Yeah, they're just kind of wanting to know like where uh the the stuff came from, right?
yeah, like shoes and yeah, sweater and stuff like that, jacket.
Pants, shoes.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking like I don't think they've identified the shoes yet. I think they've identified the backpack
Mhm.
and the
The
jacket
glove
and stuff like that. But I was just thinking everything Walmart. I don't think everything was Walmart because some of, I mean, could have been,
and
but
the holster.
the holster was Walmart, yes, as well. Hmm.
Mhm.
So they've
Mhm.
gotten 40,000 tips, 40,000 tips, and there is 400 officers working on this case. 440. I mean, that's a lot of tips. Lot.
And then they just do a turnover to have fresh eyes put on the case?
I don't know. I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Baba, they found there has been, like Brian said, there has been countless gloves,
It's crazy.
backpacks, everything found. And,
Mhm.
a lot of people, they are smugglers, rug smugglers, uh, homeless people and all that. I really don't think the backpack is gonna be they're gonna find this specific backpack at a,
Y
just
you
laying in a
ever you ever wonder if the perpetrator did what he did and then took off back to his country if he is or if they are from a different country?
drain.
You
No,
ever think they caught a plane, did what they needed to do, caught a plane, went back to their country,
no.
if they are? Or do you think they're
Mm-mm.
still around in the area
I
watching
think they're
everybody?
still around. They're still around.
Mm,
They're still around. This was I still don't think it was random. I think it was a job
targeted.
that they had done, in my
I
opinion.
agree. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Uh,
And principal training advisor with the USCCA. Rob, welcome back. Good morning. Always good to see you.
Good morning, Hannah.
You heard the latest report. What's your reaction to the police now suggesting that there might have been multiple accomplices?
Well, it's not a surprising, announcement. I mean, certainly we know that she was taken from that home. We know that she was injured when she left that home, and so, it wouldn't surprise me at all if there was someone else involved in this. What's clear and what has been clear to many of us from the beginning was this was never, I don't believe, ever a true kidnapping for ransom case, and it also almost certainly wasn't a nighttime burglary gone wrong. Like that just
mhm.
doesn't happen statistically. Not, residential burglaries happen during the day when residents are typically at work.
Yep.
Business burglaries happen at night. So this person who showed up at that house, I believe, was there, to do something. We don't know what. They were inside that house for far too long for it to have been a planned kidnapping. And then, of course, we've had absolutely no sign of life, no proof of life, I should say. And the ransom demands that have been submitted through the media sources, I've always believed are at best a red herring and more likely just outsiders inserting themselves, opportunists, so to speak, trying to collect on this, high profile story.
Rob, from the very beginning, you've said this case is atypical. It's unusual. Why do you say
Mhm.
that from your perspective?
Well, a true kidnapping for ransom case, okay, is something where you're going to almost immediately have a call to either the family or the local authorities to say, listen, we have this person. Here is proof. Here is definitive proof that we have that person and we are willing to negotiate. We didn't get that until a couple of days later. And that supposed submission was done through a tabloid media outlet, I believe, to get more attention. That's not the mark of someone who is truly interested in collecting a ransom for a true kidnapping. A lot of this just has not made any sense from a kidnapping investigation. And so, like I saw that you have a Saturday night special tonight to go over 3 weeks of leads, of interviews, and I think that's exactly what law enforcement is going to do is go back to the beginning, take a look at all the things that we know, not speculation, but the things that we know with maybe a fresh set of eyes to say, okay, what is it that we can track down? I still believe that the clothing items that we see there are, those are tremendous leads. That holster, the combination of that holster with that pistol. That's why we had that story earlier in the week where
You can't tell me someone local there doesn't know who this mother chicken is, that's never worked with this guy or is a family member or something. I mean, come on. You cannot convince me that everyone in this area has seen this. Right? The FBI was there last week looking through the parking.
agents were going out and questioning people at gun stores to see. That's a very unusual combination, and I believe a tremendous lead.
Rob, it's been, and you and I are talking about this, it's been 21 days. Hundreds of
I think it's
officers and agents
financial.
are working around the clock. 40,000 tips have come in.
Smiley.
When does the police and the FBI start to divert resources away from this case?
Well, this case is obviously atypical, and it has captured the attention not only of the United States, but the world. And so law enforcement is desperate to reassure the public. Hey, listen, we're going to get to the bottom of this. We want to make sure that people that are watching this that could see themselves in this situation are reassured. Hey, we're going to solve this case. So the pressure's there. They're not going to divert a ton of resources, but certainly they're going to shift the investigation. I doubt that there are, SWAT teams standing by at the ready like there were just a few weeks ago. There certainly is a local SWAT team there and potentially a regional SWAT team. But, we had multiple SWAT teams staged throughout the area in case there was a discovery of a stash house, so to speak. I doubt that very seriously is the case anymore. Certainly, they are ready to go at a moment's notice locally. But yeah, this is going to be one of those cases, and I know it's frustrating for the general public, but these things do take time. It's a very unusual, atypical case, but they're certainly not going to give up.
Rob Chadwick, thank you so much. You're a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this case. I've been watching your reporting on it all week. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our news.
Okay. Yeah, that's it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. What's going on here? I want to go to this real quick. I'm gonna see what JLR is doing. Give me 1 second, y'all.
Someone came up to him and said that her husband works there cleaning ranger cabins at the Saguaro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct. Saguaro National Park. And numerous times the FBI was there regarding Nancy Guthrie. That's what a local told JLR.
Say that again? Why am I?
So a local that lives there, her husband works at the Saguaro National Park, and he cleans like the cabins there. Said that the FBI was there numerous times last week regarding Nancy Guthrie, I guess looking around for her.
Oh, he's buffering, so it's not just me. It's his chat. Okay. So I thought it was just me. I was like, what's going on here? Okay, so they were there. The FBI was where?
Saguaro National Park. Oh, here, I'm going to send you this real quick, and they have it live too. So give me a second. Oh, okay, it's showing the same
what's
thing.
going on here?
The police. I don't know.
So cops are at the neighbor's house.
They're at the neighbor's house again.
The one with the jewels, the one that does the gems. Excuse me. that had the gold stolen from them at the gym show?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wonder what's going on.
Why do they keep going back here?
I don't know.
Yeah, they were checking out the west side of the park. I don't think they're done with that park. This is the one where they were searching. See where my mouse is? They were searching this camera the other day.
Yes. This is the guy that had the boxes in the
with
rock and gym show.
Property.
Yeah. You know, there were like 4 or 5 different gym shows that were happening the other day.
Interesting.
When Nancy went missing. Do you think that Savannah Guthrie is sus of she called the senator who then asked the sheriff personally to release the 911
Everything to do with that
Why
property.
haven't we heard it yet? Good question. Good question. I mean, I don't think she is, but I know Savannah is very intelligent too. She's very, very intelligent. Thank you for that, Elizabeth. She's an attorney, and she knows how this works.
Let me look.
Gold stolen from the gym show.
Let me look.
I do too. I believe she's in the desert, very, very close. Very, very close. God bless JLR. He's got to be so fucking tired. He has been on it, man. Old Tucson movie studio is out of the way. Also, it's a tourist spot, but lots of open desert out there. Do we know how many people go to that park? Oh, a lot.
3 Pima County Sheriff's deputies just arrived to Nancy Guthrie's next door neighbors. Here they come.
Read this, Justin. I'm about to send you something.
Okay.
I don't know. I think this is weird, and this has to do with the jeweler thing. What here? Why would they be offering? Read that. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. Crazy Buck had mentioned something, so I looked it up, and wow.
They offering $10,000 reward in Nancy Guthrie case. The jeweler security is offering a reward for up to $10,000 in the information leading to the arrest of the individual or individuals responsible for the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie in Tucson, Arizona. The 84-year-old Guthrie is the mom of the day show, Savannah Guthrie. She was last seen. Okay. JSA, which is the Jeweler Security Alliance, said that the Guthrie family has ties to the jewelry industry and noted that the home invasion and abduction took place just as the gym show were kicking off in Tucson. See, I told you that there was 4 different shows in Tucson.
Yeah, it has to be connected. And the neighbor does that stuff.
Yes, he does that stuff. Sure does. Okay.
Now that we got 3 deputies, we got another deputy arrived. We got another car.
So it says the jewelry.
Annie,
What is the Jewelry Security Alliance? Find out what, like
look
what.
them up. Oh, Annie is in it too.
Yeah, Annie does jewelry.
Look at the bottom of it. Coincidence or? The Jewelers Security Alliance is a nonprofit established in 1883, protects the jewelry
Got three
industry
sheriff's deputies
from
here.
crime by
Outside Nancy
providing
Guthrie's
security
home.
training, crime alerts, and specifically during events like the Tucson gym shows, monitoring of high risk
Over there, you get
travel
them some
and
room.
theft. Whoa.
This is probably everything to do with those
Whoa.
people on the property
That is-
digging. Aren't you glad it didn't go on?
Here, Justin, I'll send this to you.
I'll show you this, guys. One
That's
second.
crazy. Wow. Could we have
This
a
was it.
connection, maybe?
Can't just walk on people's property like that, even though there's a
Right
a
there,
story
JSA
going on.
offering
Can't really just
$10,000.
go over there and
That's
just
the Jewelry Security Alliance.
Walk onto people's private property to film.
The association is active in North America.
You do it from the street though.
Right now, Carolyn. Mods, please be dropping JLR's channel as well. Yes, Annie had a booth at the gym show, allegedly.
Oh, wow.
I think it boils down to money somehow.
This is
really
live,
do.
yes. It has to. Is that a coincidence that this was kicking off? The neighbor does the same thing. There was a theft there as well. Someone stole like a gold rock or something there.
Where?
At
Where
the
did
gym
they-
show, somebody stole something.
Oh, well,
You have that video, don't you?
I don't know, but I think
Yes.
that's probably common.
Yeah, but one of the guys looks similar to the guy that was the perpetrator. Let me see. Hold on. Stacy.
You know, I've heard people say that the Robert, but I don't think it was. I don't think this was mistaken or anything like this. If this was a
like
robbery
Roundhouse, no.
or something like that, they would have taken something. They would have taken something. They didn't take
Exactly.
anything. This was absolutely targeted.
Nope.
I don't think for a second they went to the wrong house.
Yeah, because if they went to the wrong house and they saw an old lady sleeping in bed, they're going to be like, oh, you know what I mean? They're going to leave. Like, they're not going to, usually people do not hurt old ladies. They don't, if they're there to do one thing and go. Steal something.
My sister is a metalsmith and goes to that show every year. I think it's the biggest yearly event. Several jewelry making and metalsmith friends go to buy topaz unique beads. It's ginormous.
Here, I'm going to send
come.
I'm going to send you some stuff over.
They're going
Okay.
through the property.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this could be like JLR said, this could be because they were digging.
Oh, looking for the lady that was digging. That was over here, right?
And there's the thing.
Okay, so they're looking for the lady that was digging on the property.
They
Why
said they're
would
looking
people
for the
be
lady
digging
that
on
was
the
digging holes.
property?
Yeah, why was she digging in the first
Where
place?
the deputy's at, to the right side. Okay, so she was on the property. Right there.
And that was really strange. Why is she just digging? Were they planting stuff?
Moving rocks and stuff. So
Tommaso probably has a clicker.
Do we know by the
Or she
survey
brought her clicker with
what's
her.
the property line in between Nancy's home and the other?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are surveys.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No, the neighbor was not digging. There was a elder. I don't know. I
There
don't know
was
how
two
old she
people,
was, but
two, like, I think it was like,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Lakeside. Love you, my darling. Appreciate you very much for your support.
Ooh, they're getting trespassed. You're getting trespassed.
Mm-hmm. You get the trust passed.
Oh, okay. They didn't have a social media. So I guess it's a gift from Mexico.
Oh, they're in trouble.
Oh, I see.
Who's in trouble?
Let me. The woman digging. Thank you, Christina.
So it's over them digging.
Head in the clouds. I love that. My head's always in the clouds.
I've got a picture. I'll show you
Yeah, I
guys.
want to
of
see
them
the woman.
digging.
You got her? Okay. That's what I was trying to find.
It's like they're getting the trespass charges.
What the heck? God, my hand's asleep. I don't know. There was something strange about this woman. Do you think she was planting stuff?
No.
Army vet. I love that. Why dig on somebody's property? Like, who does that?
There they are. That was them just
I
a
heard him say.
little bit ago. I mean, just minutes ago,
Oh, that's
actually.
a dowsing rod. That's a dowsing rod.
No, that's not a
Yes, it
dowsing
is.
rod.
Yeah, it is. That's a huge one. That's what it looks like to me.
No, it's like a hole digger.
Yeah, it's a well digger or something, like what you search for wells.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. Hello, Justin. Definitely Mods in chat. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much.
Joining you over here in the shade.
Oh,
That's
of
it.
course.
That's it.
There you go,
Yes.
Matt. Thank you, Matt.
I knew it wasn't a dowsing.
I've got one. Well, I can't remember what the name was, but I got something similar at home. It looks for water or something, doesn't it? Or a well or
A
something
dowsing
hard.
rod. It's, you know, it's, some people call it pseudoscience, but
Yeah. You just use a willow branch. You'll find water.
So apparently they're getting in trouble for being there. I don't know where the ladies are. Right there they are.
Maybe they were.
But
Yeah.
you know, I wonder just like why someone feels the right to go on someone's property.
Well, the sheriff has let them because he won't put up any tapes.
I mean, there's been a lot of people that's went on that property and not got in trouble or arrested.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can kind of see what they were doing. They were putting that in the ground to see if anything was hit, right? If they hit like something
hit
hard.
something, yeah.
But it's rock there, isn't it?
I mean, it's rock and sand.
Patty. Hey, I couldn't find my well at my house. We used everything to find that damn thing.
Pima County's going to have a problem here if Nancy's not found. You're going to have people that come out and take matters in their own hands. And
Yeah.
try to find Nancy. I have that feeling.
He's
I
right.
agree. Yep. People are going to start putting everything. Yeah, they're going to do everything because they don't think the sheriff's doing nothing.
And
Yeah.
start taking the nerve. I mean, people want her found, and people get emotional, and they think that
Mhm.
they're really onto something.
I can kind of see where that comes in handy, right? Because that's all rock terrain out there. So, but still, trying to get something in that ground is going to be, you're going to hit rock regardless. I mean, it's
Well, I mean, you're
not
not going to hit anything hard if there's a grave that's been dug there. But I mean,
true.
come on. I don't believe she's on her own property dead after
No,
23 days. Come on now, people.
I don't either.
Use your noggins for a second, some common
Mhm.
sense.
Exactly.
Although common
Why don't
sense
they
isn't.
tape the property off? Tape the property off and nobody will go on there. I don't understand. Put cones, say, do not cross.
Oh yeah, Joan. They've checked everything on that property. Every square centimeter on that property's been searched.
Mhm.
What happened to the special missing people place that they were coming neuro search or something?
Mm-mm.
So when you are trespassed, generally they can't generally arrest you the first time. You have to have a warning. They will give you a warning, and then if you go
Mhm.
on the property again, then you will be arrested.
Did they arrest them or no?
No, I said
Okay.
they went on there, they will be trespassed, and then
Mhm.
generally you're arrested again if you trespass. Because the first time you don't technically know, and you have to be given that warning,
Warning, yeah.
right?
Why don't they put no trespassing signs on there since people can't use their noggins and
I don't know why they haven't done a lot of things there. I mean, why did they clear this fucking house after less than 24 hours? You know what I mean?
yeah, I agree. Yeah. Nothing
They
about
can't.
this makes sense. Yep,
Okay,
that's
Sassy.
correct. What is that? I saw that on Google Earth, that blue tarp in front of it.
I haven't seen that, Sassy. I just got your thing. That would be interesting, but I haven't seen that. One sec.
Now going around the yard. This is crazy.
See that blue tarp in the neighbor's yard right there? I see that on Google Earth,
Going around the
and
yard
I could
now.
not figure out what it is.
Law enforcement. Just wait to see what comes out of this. There's another one. It's going around.
Right there. See the blue tarp?
I'm looking for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's been up for a while.
The holes they dug. Deputies took pictures of the flyer on the mailbox of this woman, this women group from Mexico, and I guess they're going to track him down.
They're from Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
These people came from Mexico?
That's what I heard this morning. No, that tarp, Karen, has been there.
Guys, I want to show you a video of them, of these women digging. We're going to come straight back to this. I pinky promise. I want to show you a video of them digging right here. This was them digging right around that blue tarp earlier.
That's the neighbor's yard.
Watch them. These women are fucking nuts.
Why are they in the neighbor's yard?
That is fucking bananas, man.
I would be so pissed off.
That is bananas. I mean, there may not be laws, like that in Mexico, but there's laws here. You can't do that shit.
I
That
would
is
be one
not.
mad mother chicken. Yeah. One mad mother chicken.
Hey, if
Searching around
anybody's
the
in
property.
Arizona wants to send me
The
some
neighbor.
cactus, I would love some cuttings of some cactus. Send me a whole box. I'll pay you. Why are
What?
there? Why are they in need? I don't know.
See, the tarp has been there since 2025. This is Google Earth.
What's the tarp for? Is it just
I
like
don't
for
I don't
block
know.
the
I've
sun
been
or
trying
something?
to figure it out. I have
Maybe
no idea.
psychics. Oh my god.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
They definitely psychos.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely leaving.
They were also smelling the dirt. Oh my god.
Smelling the dirt. Get out of
Listen,
town.
let me tell you something.
I sit right here. It's cool in here.
If you
Thank you. Yeah, those.
if you are around a body, trust me, you're not going to need to smell the dirt. You're not going to need to smell the dirt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
truthfully,
You can smell it from a mile away.
most remains like this that are buried in a shallow grave, animals get to them as well. Animals get to them. The police stopped the ladies from searching earlier. There's all kinds of things. Central alarm, Sun says. So there's that.
Yeah, chase this story.
I wonder what the temperature is right now.
I heard it was going to get up to 80. And what I found weird, there was a guy, he was from Bosnia, and he has a restaurant there, and he came up to JLR earlier, and he's wearing a heavy jacket. And I'm like,
And what's your deputy? What's your name, deputy?
thought that was really strange.
Number 9425. Thank you. So we're going to try to FOIA request that guys to see who made this phone call.
He's saying now there's this suspicious call that they don't know who made the call.
They don't know who made the call? Why does everything have to be so complicated?
Holy smokes, there's all these cars in the driveway now. Law enforcement. They're all in the driveway.
Yeah, it gets cold at night, but this was just an hour or two ago.
Let me look up Tucson weather.
Even JLR says go and read it earlier.
So it says 77
80
degrees.
degrees.
80 degrees, yeah. And at night it's getting in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
that is not
56.
cold at night.
That's summer.
Let me tell you something. If I turn my camera around right now, you can't even see outside. It is snowing so hard.
Oh, God.
It is ridiculous here. Like, and I'm not even joking. It looks foggy. It's snowing so hard.
You see what Luck said?
Fahrenheit. Thank you, Lake said. I'll take that weather, girl. I will trade you in 2 seconds. I cannot stand.
Oh, yeah.
Weather. I would rather be out with cactus.
I don't like cactuses.
Did the women just up and vanish? I don't know where they're at now. I guess.
Yeah, New York City's getting a blizzard right now. That's good because we always get it. They don't. They can keep it. Oh.
Lucky you sandwich.
It gets cold in the desert, though. My mom lives in Vegas, and she said it gets cold there at night.
Vegas can get a little cold for sure.
They got a call for
Mhm.
suspicious person trespassing.
It's monsoon season too, I think.
It was you. Just kidding.
What? It was you.
It's chilly, but I hate pants. Try being negative 11
Florida could get-
Fahrenheit. 11 below zero.
Yeah.
Or
Starting to get
Oh,
a
it
little
starts in
media
June.
circus out here. In front of Nancy Guthrie's home.
we're supposed to get a foot of
Got deputies
Mhm.
sealing their driveway. There's 3 deputies, one just
Yeah.
left. Crime Chronicles.
Yeah, 45
this
miles
is
an hour.
such a joke. You should have crime scene tape up, or the streets closed then.
Yep.
That ribbon looks like caution tape. I thought it was caution tape just wrapped
Thank you for
around
the
there
comment.
for a minute.
Mm-mm.
It's hard.
Mm.
How do you get out of your house? You shovel your way out.
I'll wait and see if I'm coming out. Just stand by.
We got 48 inches 3 years ago. We couldn't get out the door. It was a mess.
I think I might move in the next couple of years, though.
Yeah.
I can't get up there.
It's too hard.
It's too hard of the winter.
It's too much. It is.
Way too difficult. Ooh, what's
Mhm.
this?
And as you get older, it hurts.
Search. I'm going to show you some photos.
This-
Deputies leaving.
if I was the family, I'd be there putting signs
One
all over
is.
the place. I wouldn't care. I would go there, put signs everywhere, and tell everybody to stay off my mom's property. I don't care if I was a movie star or not. Yeah, 48 inches. I got pictures of it on my YouTube post. It's
They're
crazy.
leaving.
Maybe videos too. Oh, snow sucks.
No problem.
Yeah, Deb, that's where I'm at. I'm in New York State. Yeah.
How's it going?
Crazy. They're here, you guys.
Yeah, it's a hot day today, man. My phone is melting twice.
So
That was crazy.
My phone's melting.
The thing,
Well,
that's the thing with
takes
the
maneuvering.
electronics.
It takes
Like,
maneuvering.
whenever you're, because
Well-
I've done exactly what JLR's doing. I've done it with JLR, in the past couple years. Whenever you go out and you're filming in hot weather, like last time I was in Savannah, oh my God, your electronics overheat and they just stop working. So you constantly have to like cool down your cameras and stuff. It can be a mess when it's hot. If it's cold, it doesn't matter. The colder an electronic is, generally the better, right? But
No. Mm-mm. When I'm outside, the battery drains if it's below freezing. It will. It'll freeze.
be
the
when it's
battery.
hot, because it'll completely quit working.
That'll
Completely
fry.
quit
Yeah, it'll fry them.
Tommaso panicked when the teenagers were caught the same day and asking Nancy for money. In my opinion, she refused to give it. I do think this is absolutely money motivated, where she knows some information she wasn't supposed to know. I just don't see how it could be anything else, to be honest with you. Okay,
I don't either.
let's historically think about this for a second. Hold on, what's this? Shouldn't cash be looking for? Okay. Think about other, one second. Think about other 80-year-olds who have been unalived, right? Why are they normally unalived? It's generally because of some financial, or you told them no, you quit, you cut them off, or there's an insurance policy or something.
Yep.
You
Well,
know,
that not just that, just
go ahead.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. There's such a delay. Not just mentioning that, but statistically, like it's the and I'm just speculating it, but it is facts. It's usually the last person to see the person,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, I hate to say it, but it just doesn't.
Or a boyfriend or a spouse, but at 84 years old, I mean, Nancy was a firecracker, yeah, but I don't know if she was dating or anything like that. I can't see that. But this is the thing.
Yeah.
They're saying the family's cleared, even though the sheriff said 24 hours before that nobody was cleared, not even the family. And, as you see here, I've got on the screen, family cleared. However, my opinion differs from that. It differs. I can't help it, guys. I get it that it is
I can't either.
speculation. I understand that, but I will not get over them being at that house multiple times. I will not get over them being at Tommaso's and Annie's neighbors' houses, searching in their backyards, searching outside of their yards. That's just not normal, no matter how many ways you cut it.
It's not. No.
Deb, thank you so much, my dear.
Absolutely
Nancy's
not.
colleague was interviewed and said Nancy had what did I say last night, guys? I wonder if they found fraud or corruption became targeted. Okay. Listen to this, Deb. So I would, or not last night, night before last, when I was talking about Nancy Guthrie, I did a live, I think it was by myself. So one of these individuals that with the Land Rover, when they did that search, when they took the Land Rover in and they went to the house with the older lady and all that, one of those individuals, I have the picture somewhere. He is at, you can tell it's like a Capitol or it's a political government building. It looked like a Capitol, in my opinion. I'll just say that. And I don't mean the United States Capitol. I mean something political locally. I do know that Nancy was very big into politics. We know that, right? But she was, from what I understand, was very big into politics locally as well. And that does make me wonder, did she piss someone off? Did she know something? You know what I mean? Like, what happened?
But if that was true, right, wouldn't they just go in and do the job and leave her there?
Not necessarily.
You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe
why
she knew
this whole
information. This is speculation, but maybe she knew information
Yeah.
and they wanted to take her, and it's like, "You're gonna tell us this information."
But what would she know that yeah, I
What
don't
does
know.
someone know? I don't know. I mean, she's been there since the '70s, right? Tucson was a very
Yeah, why
different
now?
place in the '70s. Right? It was a very different place in the '70s.
Just one big cactus, yeah.
It's much harder to prove a
Yeah.
crime without a body. Absolutely. Hell yes.
Correct. But I'm saying if it
Absolutely.
was just done because they wanted to shut her up, I mean, might as well just, you know what I mean? Why not do the job like that?
Yeah, I mean, Nancy, she, no matter what your political affiliation is, I don't get into, I really try to stay out of the politics of it because it's, you're going to piss somebody off. You know what I mean? So I try to really stay out of the politics
Mhm.
of it. But she was vocal about her party, um, or at least about the current party, political, you know what I mean? And she made absolutely no secret of it. I think Savannah must feel responsible for drawing attention to her mom and her address. She does. She does. Hey, Jackie, good to see you. The church has property in Marinara, big data center, maybe. Who is the land? Right one, Lego lady.
No, Norman's mama. I don't. Just in my. Do you think
What's
what's
that?
happening in Mexico has something to do with NG
Not a
disappearing?
thing. Not a thing.
Norman. Yeah, I
0.
don't either.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Nope. You cannot convince me
Something
that
separate. Yeah.
this has anything to do with Mexico. I think it makes for a good filler story for the media to talk about
Mhm.
something like that. But I think it's absolutely bullshit. Well, I don't think it would take much to make the sheriff mad. Might explain some of his behavior. Well, this is the thing. I think the sheriff is in the same party as Nancy. So I don't think it's the sheriff that has anything to do with this, in my opinion. I just think he's a doofus.
I I have a different thought about him, but not too much. But I just think he knows something a little more. But
So, I mean, I think he knows more
yeah,
as far as like who's involved and all that. But Arizona has become a purple state in recent years, swing state. That it has. That it has. Um,
and Pima
especially
County is one of the biggest counties, and there was a lot of, I'm gonna say this, uh, issues they were saying where the ballots weren't, counted correctly or something at one point in time.
they simply lucked
That was the
out due to
county.
local and federal LE incompetence. I agree. I think that's very well stated.
Yeah.
Just say Julie. I agree.
Mhm.
I think it was screwed up from the get-go. And again, I mean, I agree that this this lab in Florida is a really good lab. Don't get me wrong. But again, I think, why the hell not? Did you not send all of this stuff to Quantico? Just send it to the FBI. They could have turned it around quicker than anybody. It's what they do. They're going to have to do their own testing anyways, even if it comes from a private lab and this lab gives them the results. The FBI still has to do their own testing for their warrants and everything else.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Why? Ask yourselves, why would he delay the process? Why? Why
Mhm.
would you make things harder?
Ego. That's exactly right. Ego.
But
That's it. That's
that's crazy to me. Can't they
well,
sue him for this if it's proven to be a
Daff,
fact?
you
Like,
will see. You will see that so many of these cases that are covered is ego.
well, I know a lot of the local police don't want the FBI invading their territory. But when you have a large case such as this, right, a high profile case, you need to have them come in, especially when
Oh,
you can get things done quicker.
So check this out. These ladies right here,
Mhm.
someone just sent me something.
What is that?
Are these the same? Are these the same people? Look at this.
I can't see.
Mothers of the
Yes.
Sonora, formed in 2019, have found over 1,230 bodies in clandestine graves and helped locate 1,300 missing people as of 2024, led by Cecilia Flores. The group has conducted hundreds of searches across the state, uncovering mass graves containing, for instance, 42 bodies near Puerto Pensado in 2019. Is that them?
I did hear something that they were. Let me do a little bit more research real quick. Well, isn't that what we were just talking about? Give me a sec.
Did Savannah's husband have connections with Clinton's? So some type of revenge or indirect motive. From what I understand, there is some connection there from the past, but again, I don't think it's related to that.
Yeah, I think he worked for Bush, didn't he? As a reporter for Bush, or maybe that was her ex-husband.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, this is the thing. You can look at anybody that is a reporter or like a big mainstream reporter or something, and they or their husbands have something to do with someone. You know what I mean? I mean, Ashley Banfield is mentioned in the Epstein files. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Her emails are in the Epstein. The email is in the Epstein files for her, even. So
It's crazy to me.
I think they go by moms from Mexico. Sally says.
Yeah, I've heard that
Sarah
too.
told them they needed a permit to search. Yep. Yep. 6 degrees of separation. Yeah.
Are they the ones that were told they needed a permit
Mhm.
too? Or then he said everybody needed a permit?
Yes. The
Okay.
sheriff is elected, and I wonder if he will be elected again after this case.
Probably not.
He was PR for the Clintons and around Epstein's first trial. They have T-shirt logos on. Let's look at that again. Oh yeah, they do. Look at them.
I think her son went missing or something. One of them is what I heard.
I mean, I appreciate them out looking and you know their tenacity and stuff, but the thing about it is like you just can't go on in someone's yard and start digging.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You know. Thank you, Portia. Why is anyone looking into the Clintons' connection? Is interesting. This is happening right before upcoming hearings. I don't know. I mean, yes, you're right. But I just don't think this is anything that is related to something major. I think this is all local. Whatever it is. I think if it's
Oh yeah.
you know,
Certainly
I
not.
think if it's this
Yeah,
is I still think family money
Yeah.
related or
There's no conspiracy theory, in my opinion.
I agree.
Not trying to be rude. I just don't feel that. I feel, and why now, right? Something has changed within the past month or so. I feel like it's somebody just wanted, they think that they are owed something or they deserved something better from her and didn't get it. got upset. Or maybe she was about to change something and didn't want that to happen.
Or maybe she did change something and they got pissed.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, look at this. This was earlier.
Mm-hmm.
This is a drain outside the house.
Yeah, that's the same woman.
It's a culvert.
From
No, it's not the same woman, is
Mm-hmm.
it? Did she take that? Is that the same woman? Let me check.
Mm-hmm. Looks like
Is
it.
it? I don't think that's the
Yeah,
same
'cause-
woman.
yeah, he posted the photos of them
It's got to be the woman
together.
holding the metal bar then.
Mm-hmm. The glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See what it says.
Man, next week's gonna be brutal.
Hot?
It's gonna be.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the upper 80s.
Oh, it sounds so nice right now.
I know.
It's sun.
Yeah, migraine from this stuff.
Well, you could get a rock star and throw it in a parking spot and put it on the, so at least you got the car.
Or mini tent. Umbrella. Own an umbrella. Make them
Money.
Best Buys.
I think John has is pretty neat. With the
That's a good
umbrella
setup.
on the stand.
I'm kind of curious about that jewelry thing.
The jewelry thing. With the show.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They
Not
were
necessarily with the show, but
they were told not to encourage more abductions.
hi guys, welcome in.
I don't know what do you mean by that? At the end of January, Nancy told Annie and hubby no more money. Karen, I think it's again in I think it was May or June of 2025. I think it's extremely interesting how they bought 2 houses in like 1 month. And
Same freaking look, it's crazy.
And they sold that little car and stuff. I mean, who buys 2 houses in a month?
Well,
You
I
know
know
what I
she
mean?
does real estate and stuff, but and she has a business too.
But here's the thing. She does real estate, but how many houses does she have in her name? Total.
I could only find 3.
Exactly. And 2 of them were bought in a month. Does she flip them?
Yes.
Does she rent
Yeah.
them? Or whatever. And Tomato was trying to get POA in June.
There's something I want to talk about, but I don't know.
Did they actually own them or owe money on them? Well, I mean, I believe they were, mortgaging them. And why 3 remortgages for Nancy? There are gem shows every week all over Arizona. There is, but this one, from what I understand, was like the biggest one.
Yeah.
Did you not?
And I'll
even
tell you
click
where
them?
it was at. Give me
I had a whole list of them.
Ouch. I have it marked, the Jim's show. Give me a second.
In Indiana did on the Delphi case. They didn't want the FBI partially due to their crookedness being, well, that's, Don, you're exactly right. Because when Big Brother comes in there, you got to make sure your department is straight up good. You know what I mean? Because they start looking around and seeing screwy things happening. Yeah, Sassy, I have it. Can you send it to me again if you got it? So I don't have to dig it.
Not to mention, what was up with the sheriff said something last week that he was giving the new hires polygraphs. Remember that? I thought that was weird. Because
Yeah.
don't they usually take the polygraphs like in the process of getting hired? And that's what
Well,
decides if you are hired? Like,
okay,
I
so
don't
Brian Enton kind of cleared his reporting up with that. Brian Enton, so the guy from Fox who put that out, he said employees were taking polygraphs for I guess work or whatever. But Brian Enton
Mhm.
said no. My reporting is that family and others, who they've been investigating, were taking polygraphs. But he said it wasn't necessarily this week. He said it's just kind of since the case began. And I
Mhm.
told you guys, God, it hadn't been a week since Nancy had went missing. One of the sources that I spoke to, she said that the family, they asked them to take polygraphs, especially certain people in the case, which
Mhm.
and polygraphs doesn't show intent. It doesn't, and I just don't think you can clear someone with a polygraph either. I mean, it doesn't hold up in court, obviously. Justin, did you notice that
Yeah.
the suspect in the video looks like one of the cops from the TV show in Sheriff Nano's department?
Yeah, yes.
But I don't think it's
I sent you a picture the other day, and, I can't believe somebody else mentioned that, yeah. I'll send it to you, Justin. Give me a minute. I know I saved it. He's on the show.
Yes, yeah,
Where is it?
exactly. I wonder
He's on
how
that
long
show.
down the road will take for Nancy and Tommaso to move into Nancy's large and nice house as caretakers. Mm,
Here it is. This
yeah,
is it.
I don't think.
But the eyelids are different. Same eyebrows, mustache, lips. The eyelids are different, though. Our perpetrator's eyelids, one of them sits right on top of like the eyelashes.
Okay, 1 second here. Someone just sent me something interesting. I want to see what this is. Give me a second, guys.
Mm-hmm. What the heck is that? What?
Give me 1 second.
Same brand as the backpack. I think you can get one at Walmart for like $50 or something. Just get something to put ourselves under.
You can even have them delivered.
What?
Okay. I'm going to show you guys
Nancy's house.
something right here. And because someone just said, can we talk about this? And I do think I want to hear y'all's comment on this because I will tell you what it means. But I do want to hear your comment. He's buffering.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show it to you 1 second. Just bear with me. I just got to upload this part
Mm-hmm.
and redact a part of it. So just bear with me 1 second.
Yeah.
Let's keep doing that.
Hmm.
Refresh it and see if he's still working. Yep, he's still buffering. Okay. All right. So on Tommaso's name, again, I want to make it extraordinarily clear that police does say that no family member is a person of interest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just delete some of this out. So,
Yep.
okay. Watch this, guys.
What?
All right. Tell me what you guys think about this right here.
Yeah, Nancy, I agree with you. Yeah.
What Nancy say?
She said if they said I could live in that house
Exactly
for
what we're
free,
talking about
I would
parts.
live there. She thinks she was unalive there. I do too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You guys see this right here?
Oh yeah, this is.
Okay. This is like the property tax, right? Now, if
Yeah.
you will see right where it says Tommaso, it's got CPRS. Do you know what CPRS means?
Well, CPRS refers to either a certified peer recovery specialist, a person who is recovering from a mental health or substance abuse disorder. In most
I
cases,
think it means community property or rights of survivorship, doesn't it?
yes, it could also mean that as well.
I think that's what it means when it's on a tax, like a community like that. So the property is owned jointly by a married couple. Under
Yes, I
Arizona
think
law, the community property state both spouses equally own it. Right of survivorship. If one owner dies, the other one automatically inherits the deceased person's share. It does not have to go through probate.
Automatically goes to the other person.
Yes, it doesn't have to go through probate is what it means. So I know there's a lot of people that was.
And which one was that one? And that one was, that's the house they own. That's the house Nancy was at. That's the main house.
Is it?
Yes. 925. Yes.
925. That's 925, right?
Yes, Torino Street. That is the house for back.
This is their house, Tommaso's house.
Yes, the one that's 4 point something miles away from Nancy. I wonder if it's on the other house in Florida too, and on her business. I need to look up that. I didn't.
But you might have been on top of the. Yeah.
Wait.
I would like to know where they actually are, like Tommaso and them, because it'd be interesting to hear.
Okay. So the property on 901, that's strange, is just in Annie's
Or I'll get something
name.
similar. You can get them for like under $100. So these
That's
things.
weird.
So enough to just keep the shade going. Weather.
I have one of those.
So she's
Go
got
ahead.
2 different addresses here.
I've heard
I'm gonna
that,
send you
but I've
this
not.
here.
I've seen nobody showed me a receipt on it, Jennifer. I've heard he's in Italy and all that, but I can't say that he is because I don't know.
So that one's just in her name. This one's the house. Did you get the other one? Hmm. Let me do something here. Strange that he doesn't have anything in his.
Sorry, I was actually getting a call from a source on another case. Some good information. I can't say it yet, though, but we'll know
I'm
some
going to
more
send you
stuff.
the lab. I'm going to send you the
Yes,
lab information too. From
yes, also and them are legally married. Yes, they are. Now, she
Mhm.
didn't have a ring on. Did anybody else notice that?
Mhm. No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she did not have a ring on whatsoever. Which, just could have been stressed or whatever, but and some people don't wear rings. I would just think for a jeweler, you would. But
Yeah, very true.
what are you talking
Hmm.
about, Dav?
I just sent you over the other property detail, but
Okay.
his name's
See?
not on that one.
No ring. Someone sent that to me. Oh, maybe
And
she
I
does
sent
have
you
a
the
ring on
information
there.
on the Florida lab.
No, she does have a ring on there, it looks like.
Where?
I think she does have a ring on.
Is that her left
Maybe.
hand? I can't tell.
I don't know.
I don't see a
Okay.
ring.
Where did you send it?
To your cell phone.
Okay. And what am I looking for?
His name's not on that one. But look at the addresses. There's 2 different addresses. What the hell's going on?
DNA Labs International? I don't understand what you're
Okay, so I sent you 3 things. The first one is just the property details. It says Annie Guthrie. It doesn't have Tomas's name on it. And then I sent you 2
Oh.
more documents under that. It's
Okay.
the sunbiz.org for the Florida lab that the DNA was sent to.
Okay, let me show this real quick.
Sorry, I just sent a bunch of stuff.
And I was just, like, a little confused, like, how is all this I mean, what are you trying to say here? Okay, let me edit out some of this address here. And some name so we can Okay. All right, so look at this. I had to take out some of the address so we're not just showing the full thing. But here we go. Okay. So this house, Annie does not have him on the property at all. And this
That's
is
her business.
this is the business address?
Mhm. She has property address is different though. So the 1410 is what I have marked as the business, but it says property address. See how they're different, the property addresses? Or am I reading that wrong?
Well, sometimes the physical address is different than the
Yeah.
mailing, right?
So the 1410 must be a mailing then.
I mean, it could be the same address, but
'Cause
what does
901
coupon sent? What does coupon sent mean? Get a coupon for your taxes? What is it, Boogie? You messed up. What do you mean?
coupons.
It's a 22 days later, no proof of life. That's true.
Search.
Hey, I'm on a coupon, yeah. I agree about Daph. Does Daphne have a channel that someone can drop a link? Yes, absolutely. Drop a link to Daphne's channel, mods. You guys continually keep dropping her channel right there. Is JLR saying anything? Nope. Just kind of sitting there.
Here, if you, I don't know if this works, but it might take you. I don't know if that does or not. Does it take you to the channel?
All right. So the here's the warranty deed. I got the warranty deed. For the consideration of $10 and other valuable considerations, I or we, Tommaso Cioni and Annie P. Guthrie, husband and wife, does or hereby convey to blank is a single woman. What?
That's weird.
Have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
Oh no, I've seen this. Okay. Yeah, we seen the warranty deed. Property with rights of survivorship. Lot 64 of Northern Hills Estate, subdivision, Pima County.
They couldn't have sold that
I'm gonna forward this to you, Daphne, in your email.
Okay.
I did it to the dog one. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's yes.
Okay. It appears he granted her durable power of attorney in May of 2025. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
For the mortgage loan closing, it's not related to Nancy's disappearance, but wanted to share for all the deep divers. All of this shit is happening in May of 2025. Everything.
Yeah, I know.
There is a lot of shit happening in May of 2025.
What the freaking heck?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah. Yeah, this is real strange. There's a lot of property going to somebody.
I sent that to you just now.
Yeah, I'm reading it. Escrow.
Grantors.
Yep, Annie Pierce Guthrie. Look at the bottom where it says wife and husband as community property of right of survivorship.
Check this out. I'll show them.
That's weird. Huh. Let me. Wow.
I can't zoom in. That's it. But it says grantors Tommaso by
survivorship
family as attorney in fact. What's as attorney in fact? Or
I don't know. To look it up.
Let me look at this 1 second.
Yeah, I'm looking up their stuff too. You know what's weird? I can't find their house on here now. Which is real strange because it was on here the other day and now it's not on here. What the heck?
Okay. It's a warranty deed. It means the person signing it is legally transferred ownership of real property and guaranteeing they have a clear title. So is it a title? Is it a title search? Is that what they're saying? Husband and wife.
If somebody passes away.
Okay, are conveying transferring property to a single woman, name redacted in your screenshot. So this document shows a property transfer from a married couple to another individual.
Weird.
The legal description says Lot 22 in Block 17 in El Rio Park Edition in Tucson. That is not the 925 West how do you pronounce it? Ternero Street
Yeah.
property shown in your previous screenshot. It is a different parcel in Tucson. So this is important. The document does not automatically mean that the main resident was sold. It appears to reference a separate property. So Tommaso and Annie, attorney in fact, it means that they signed on behalf Annie. Oh, so it means Annie signed on behalf of Tommaso using power of attorney. She had a legal authority to sign for him. A power of attorney document must already exist and be recorded and be valid.
Didn't we have a power of attorney? Yes, we had the power of attorney we had like a couple weeks ago.
I think I sent it to you in that.
Yeah, because I remember looking at it.
No, I mean, is it in that email? The document shows that married couple transferred a property. Annie signed for herself. Annie also signed as attorney in fact for Tommaso. It was recorded June 10th, 2025. The deed itself dated June 6th, 2025.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's some weirdness, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
There's some weird stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm. I thought Tommaso had power of attorney. They have power of attorney over one another. I wonder who they transferred to. It says a single lady. See how that's marked out?
A single lady, yeah. Who marked it out? The person that signed it? Excuse me, the attorney? Oh. And when recorded, mail to, and it starts with an M. It starts with an M, the letter M. You see
it
that?
looks like it ends with a T or an H.
Mm-hmm. Smith, maybe? No, it's too.
No.
Yeah, it's too long to be Smith. Why would they black? That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff done in the summer of 2025. Lot 22 in Block 17 of El Rio Park. Addition to the city.
On the day of, this one's the day, 30th June of 2025, mortgage electronic registration system.
Huh. That's some weird.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And when we bought the one in Florida in June of 2025 as well.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. There was more than one. What is he talking?
Could this
It comes
be
so
like
fast. Someone was listening in.
Oh, someone sent him a tent that quick.
Just informed. What a blessing. Look at that.
Yeah,
You got a command center. Thanks for all of you, and thanks.
That's sweet.
Dang.
I just
The tent
texted
at the blink of an
8557.
eye.
I said, handyman, let's do this.
He's got his partner in crime.
Look what we got.
It doesn't take long to put them
Ready
up.
to rock?
Mm-mm.
Here, I'll move the camera down. They can watch us.
I did.
You want to set it up like right there? I mean, does
get in trouble?
no? Want to go right there? Let's do it. Does it require tools?
No, I doubt it.
No, you can set it. You can set it up without. You don't need anything. Justin, did you talk about how there was an endangered adult the day before at 7 p.m. on
That was a
Nancy?
mix-up.
I don't know what you.
That was a mix-up. Something in the system. It was posted on X. Hold on. I'll send it to you. We were reading about it yesterday.
Hold on. What is this? Who's this private investigator? Guys, hit that thumbs up button if you're just joining us. Appreciate or double tap the screen. It means so much to us. What is this? Nancy Guthrie was abducted in Oh, Bill Garcia. Bill Garcia. He was the one on little God, I can't think of her name right now. It's,
yeah, the PI.
Yeah, the PI, but I'm trying to think what case he was on. He was on
He's not their PI. They already have a PI.
Yeah, but this guy's just being PI. He's being interviewed.
Yeah, he was just interviewed.
Ashley and Melody Buzzard. Thank you. There you go.
There you go.
He was on that case. Yeah.
He thinks that it's the cartel, but they're local.
I don't think it's a cartel whatsoever.
I don't either.
I mean, there may be drug activity or something like that. But I don't think it's like this big cartel conspiracy. Yes, they were married in 2006.
I'm trying to. Ooh. You know what? Let me see something. Yeah, when you start messing with power of attorney and stuff like that, things can get nasty.
If I was JLR, I would get one of those tents where you can zip yourself in. No bugs or anything.
I don't want.
I mean, because he's practically living there during the daytime.
No.
But this is the thing, Handsome. I don't know. We don't know if Tommaso's actually in Italy. Everyone says that, but I've not seen a receipt.
I haven't either.
And I just don't think he's in Italy. I really don't think he's in Italy. If he was in Italy, I think there would be more talk about it. I'd sleep in the Bronco. Well, my car is in the shop right now. And as soon as it gets out of the shop, I'm trading it in. It's about ready to meet Jesus, I think.
Mine too.
I'm going to have to trade it in. She's got 160,000 miles on it. And the transmission went out.
That sucks, though. That's horrible. My vehicle has 245,000 miles on it. I'm not kidding. I bought it with 70,000 miles. I've driven it that much.
20,000 miles.
Wow.
My big Denali, my GMC Denali that I have.
I like Denali's.
I gotta have a whole new transmission put in. Whole new.
That's just that.
It's so bad. I don't even like talking about. One of Tommaso's good friends is a public defender in Tucson. I'm sure they know a lot of people. Yeah, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
I bought mine with 200,000 miles on your car. Oh my God. 2003 to 2018, I had a 2003 Ford Expedition. Yeah, I like something big. I don't like little cars or anything like that. What? What's so funny?
Somebody just sent me something so stupid. Sorry.
Mine is a 2000, but you see, mine's taken to DC once a week, so that's why mine has a lot. I mean, mine's a 2021 or 2022.
Oh goodness. I got an old bitch car. Well, not a car, but
I'm buying a Toyota next. I'm going to get a Toyota, either Land Cruiser or Sequoia. Why did the culprit stay over 40 minutes in the house? What's where they're looking for? I think they were just trying to clean up their stuff. Clean up.
Michelle goes, what kind of car is that?
What is it?
Michelle said, what kind of car is that, Daphne?
What kind of car is what? What kind of car is
Because
what?
I said I had an old bitch car. She goes, what kind of car is that?
Oh, bitch car. Yeah, I either want a Toyota or a Lexus again. Mazdas are fun to drive.
I want a Escalade, but I probably will never own one. I'm gonna stick with my old pickup truck.
Is it a Volvo? Volvos are very good cars as well.
They are. And
Daff, I
Subarus.
have to go because I have.
You got your thingy, yes.
Yeah. But you can stay here if you want to stay here, but play it. But if you don't want to, that's.
Oh, it's
We
okay.
can come back in a little
What
bit
time
if
is
you
it?
want.
7? No, I know you.
6:40. Okay.
Yeah, I know you're gonna go do what you need to do. Hopefully you can dig out. Yeah, we
Mhm.
need an Escalade
We don't
like
gotta
Daniel
do-
Martell.
Well, Escalades are just like GMCs or Chevrolet Silverados. They're just a different badge on them. That's it.
Yeah, agree.
My diesel 2500 Denali is stored in the winter. I love a diesel. I had a Mercedes diesel SUV one time, and oh my God, diesels get such better gas mileage, or diesel mileage, I guess you could say.
I heard, yeah.
They last forever.
The salt up here, though. Do you guys put salts on your road there?
Oh yeah, it eats everything up.
It eats. Oh, it's so bad. It eats. Like, oh God, I have so much rust. I don't. It just won't stop.
Yeah.
You can get the undercarriage sprayed, but it's still it's so bad, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beet juice must hit.
Yeah, you have a good time tonight. Hopefully you can shovel out. Oh my God. You might have to go in a sleigh.
I only got to go like 2 miles.
Sled.
So I only have 2 miles. So
that's not bad. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll be back later tonight. If Daphne, if you're up, you want to go live later tonight, we'll go.
Yeah, if I'm up, I'll yeah, definitely.
Daphne
Up, yeah, I'll let you know.
Tired. Look, it didn't take him long to get that up at all. It's already up.
I know.
Thank you to JLR
I know,
for this as well. All right, guys. Love you all. Appreciate you guys are all rock stars. I'm going to look more into this for sure. And thank you, Miss Tina.
I'm going to search other states too to see if I can find anything.
Yeah.
I was
Something's
looking
weird
in
about it.
Florida. So
Something's
something
really
is
weird.
off. Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you for having me and have fun tonight and be
We do it
safe.
together. We do it together. All right, guys.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for joining us. God bless each and
Thank
every
you.
one of you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Good night.